In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, the Apostle Paul gives a really profound statement. He says, imitate me as I imitate Christ. For me, I really enjoy hiking, but I'm not a very good hiker. I've not done it very much, and so when I want to go on a hike, the key for me is to convince my friend Eric to go on a hike, because Eric has a lot of experience hiking. There's so many things to consider when you're going to take a hike, and there's a lot of things you can read online. There's a lot of good information out there, but there's so much information, sometimes it's hard for me to try to figure it out. But when I have someone like Eric who has the experience, who's gone before and hiked so many of these mountains before, I feel so much more confident following behind him because I trust the information that he's giving me. I trust his advice as we get ready to set out. A couple years ago, we were hiking together, and Eric, always kind of checks in on me every little bit, and he says, "Is everything okay?" Turning around, looking down at me on the trail, I said, "Well, actually," and I lifted up my shoe, and we had on micro spikes on that one, and there was a humongous piece of snow, probably about the size of a snowball, that had just kind of built up and accumulated right in the middle of my foot. And Eric kind of laughed and very graciously, and Eric, I'll let you explain kind of what happened.
Well, my friend Tommy, he had put on his microspike backwards so that inevitably it was collecting more snow. And by the time we finally stopped to make an adjustment, I think he had a softball on the bottom of his foot. I don't know how long you were walking that way. But.
So I kind of had been walking with a limp for a while, but Eric was like, "Yeah, it's on backwards." So he helped me. We switched it around. I put it on right, and I was good to go for the rest of the hike. In the same way that I gain so much confidence hiking because I'm following my friend Eric, who's an experienced hiker, Paul says to us in that passage in 1 Corinthians, imitate me, Paul, as I imitate Christ. And so I would challenge you, who is somebody in your life that you can follow as they follow Jesus? Certainly the Bible gives us all that we need for life and godliness, but sometimes it's just easier if you have somebody that is a living example of what the Bible tells us to do. And so I would encourage you, find somebody who has more experience in their walk with God, and then follow them, learn from them, and follow their example as they follow Christ.